NASA is getting ready to send humans back to the moon again. The agency, tasked by the Trump administration to land there, is preparing for an uncrewed test of its spacecraft out past low Earth orbit, called Exploration Mission 1 EM1. The mission is slated for 2019 and will test both the Orion spacecraft and the Space Launch System rocket that will bring it into space. NASA recently released a video showing planned highlights of the 25.5-day mission, where it outlined all of the steps of the rollout, launch and landing. The mission profile looks similar to the missions that Apollo astronauts performed in the 1960s and 1970s, but with a key difference: Orion's lunar orbit will bring it farther into deep space than any other crew-capable spacecraft. Here are the details. As M1's launch date approaches, the 32-story Space Launch System, with the Orion spacecraft perched on top, will begin its rollout from Kennedy Space Center's Vehicle Assembly Building, the same location in which the Apollo rockets and space shuttles were prepared for launch. On top of a crawler, the rocket and spacecraft will roll along a 4-mile (6.5 kilometers) crawlway at a top speed of 1 mile per hour (1.6 kilometers per hour). When they reach the launch pad, the rocket and spacecraft will climb a ramp over the flame trench. Then, the rocket will be lowered onto the pad, and the crawler will roll away. Engineers will spend several days making sure the rocket is ready for launch. Final safety checks will be performed, including a test to ensure that the spacecraft is cleared to leave Earth. Work crews can gain access to the spacecraft through a crew access arm, located a dizzying 300 feet 90 meters above the ground. One of the final steps involves loading cryogenic very low-temperature fuels onto the rocket to give it the required boost to leave Earth, and prepare the spacecraft for its ultimate destination, the moon. Shortly before liftoff, service lines to the rocket will be severed by retracting umbilical plates, some of which are mounted on arms the size of tractor-trailers. The core stage engines also will be prepared, thermally conditioned is how NASA puts it, for the burst of cryogenic fuel needed to power the rocket upon ignition. At 15 seconds before liftoff, (15 seconds), water will be turned on to suppress the sound and ensure vibrations do not disturb the launch. At ignition, (0 seconds), fire from the rocket will flood a trench below. When the rocket starts moving a few milliseconds later, all the umbilical arms will retract. The rocket will climb past its launch tower in just a few seconds. At liftoff, the vehicle will produce roughly 8.8 million pounds. 4 million kilograms of thrust to counteract the 6 million pounds, 2.7 million kilograms weight of the launch stack. Author bio.